Hi everyone, welcome back to another of my videos. Welcome back to all my lovely regular viewers, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So Valentine's Day has passed and I thought I would do another Glitterbels tutorial and just have a little pop of colour this time. Also, it's a long time from I've done some stiletto nails, so I thought I would do them for a change. I'm also using Tinkerbell cover, which I didn't show at the start of the video, to do an extended nail bed. So I always like to do all my extended nail beds first, and then I come back to them once they've cured and just crisp up the smile line. And I'm also doing this set with my non-dominant hand, so parts of it I may look a little bit awkward. My little studio and my hands are always so warm, so whenever I'm doing an extended nail bed, especially on my own hands, I normally do the smile line bead first, get that shaped up, and then I go in with the rest of the beads just to build up the strength and structure of the nail. Again, because the Tinkerbell cover is a core powder, I won't have to go ahead and cap this area, so this is why I'm going in now and I'm building up that apex. The nail tips that I have on are of course Glitterbels. It's their extreme length tips, and I had already prepped my nails and applied my clear acrylic base. Moving on now to the pointer finger, and I'm going to be doing a marble on all these nails with all the colours that you can see on the right hand side of the screen, but I'm not going to do them the way I would usually do the marbles. I would normally place really wet beads one on top of another and then use the tip of my brush to marble, but this time I thought I would do it a really simple and easy way to get that lovely marble look, but without having to worry about it curing too quick or falling off the side of the nails, which sometimes can happen whenever you're doing the really wet ball method. So as you can see, when I'm doing this marble, I'm still picking up really wet beads of acrylic and placing them exactly where I want them to go. The next bead that I'm picking up, because the first bead is so wet, I'm able to kind of mix them all together, and that's going to create sort of like a faded marble. And then I go in with some of the Snowdrops White just to create this sort of smoked veiny look. I haven't taken the marble the whole way up the nails because I am going to go in with some of that Tinkerbell cover, and I'm just going to ombre it over the colours. So moving on to the middle finger, and I'm starting with the pink this time just to make the nails different so that each one is different. And again, I'm just going in with that blue. You can see the pink and the blue actually create a purple, which gives it a really nice blended look as well. And then back in again with some more of that Snowdrops White. Just add a little bit of sparkle to these nails. I'm going in with the pre-mixed glitter Michaela because we all love a little bit of glitter on our nails. Moving on to the little finger, and this is just going to be a full coverage of the marble. So I'm starting up at the cuticle area, and then I'll just work my way down, alternating the colours and blending them in with each other as I go. Onto the thumb now, and I normally do my little finger and my thumb exactly the same, but for a change I'm going in first with the large bead of the Tinkerbell cover, and I'm just going to blend that down past my natural nail bed area and just fade it out. And again, because it is a core powder, I'm going ahead and I'm going to build the apex and the strength of the nail. Again, starting out with the pink this time, I'm just going to go ahead and do the marble effect the whole way down the nail, and then I'll finish it up with adding some more of that pre-mixed glitter. So moving back now to the middle finger and the pointer finger, and I'm going to do the Tinkerbell cover and just ombre it down over the marble that I've done. So I always start out with a fairly wet bead and I place it just where the marble would connect with the natural nail, and then I'll ombre that down while it's still fairly wet. Then I'll go in with my cuticle bead and blend that into the apex area. So again, onto the pointer finger, and this time I have put the Tinkerbell cover right up to the cuticle area and I've blended it down over the rest of that nail. The space between where the marble ended and the natural nail was a little bit shorter than the middle finger, so I was able to do it all in one bead. So before I go back to the extended nail bed, I'm going to go ahead and cap all the nails in the glass slippers. I'm only going to show one of them being capped though, because they are all capped exactly the same way. And the reason that I'm doing this is because I don't want any filing dust or anything to fall onto the nails. And I just want to make sure that they're all capped and sealed before I start filing on that extended nail bed. Okay, so back to the ring finger and the extended nail bed. You can see that on the right hand side I've covered over all my acrylic pots just to make sure they don't get contaminated by any of that filing dust. So I'm using my Glitterbels metal board file just to give me nice straight edges and just to crisp up that smile line before I go ahead and add any of the coloured acrylic. Oh my goodness, it is so awkward when you're working with your non-dominant hand, and it just feels like I'm just forever filing this nail. So let me know, do any of you experience the same problems when you're doing your non-dominant hand, especially working with really, really long nails and a wonky little finger? Okay, so now it's been all nice and crisped up, I'm going to go in now with some of that beautiful shark blue colour from Glitterbels. I'm just going to push this up towards that smile line. I'm not going to blend it down the nail. I just want that colour of blue, almost like a statement colour, right up at the smile line. And then I'll go in with the rest of the colours and just do the marble. Now that I've got all the coloured acrylic on this nail, I'm going to go ahead and cap it with the glass slippers. So you can see that I don't cap the entire nail in the glass slippers. I will only cap it up to and just around that smile line, because I built my apex up with the Tinkerbell cover beforehand. So I don't want the nails to be really thick or the apexes to be too high, which is why I only take it up to where the smile line is and right to the corners of it. As you can see, I've literally placed this last bead of glass slippers directly over the smile line area, and then I will feather it back up towards the cuticle area just to make sure that the end of those smile line is completely covered. And now that they've all cured, I'm going to go ahead and do my normal filing routine. So as you can see, I'm using my Glitterbels metal file board, and I'm starting at the side walls and making sure they're nice and straight. Then you can see now I'm going to the lower arch and making sure that's nice and straight and coming out in line with my natural nail. I'm moving on now to a normal board file. I find that you need that little bit more flexibility when you're filing over the rest of the nail, and because it kind of bends with you whenever you're going over the nail, where the metal board file is just a little bit too rigid to do this, so I prefer to swap over. I will go back to the metal board file just at the end, just to make sure that my lines are really straight and that the tip of it is nice and pointy. So you can see I'm also using my little armrest just to rest my finger on. That will allow me to be able to file at the opposite end. It is quite hard whenever you're trying to file with your non-dominant hand and to be able to see just exactly where you're filing. So I always put my finger on the little armrest and turn it to the side, and then that way I know that I'm getting a nice symmetrical shape whenever I'm filing. And just to finish off the filing of this nail, I'm going in with my fine 5-in-1 e-file bit, and I'm just going around the cuticle area just to make sure that it's completely nice and flush and that everything is nice and smooth. So they've all been filed and shaped. I'm just giving them a quick dust over with some alcohol just to remove any of that dust and debris. And then I'm going to apply some of my gold leaf. So because I've been using acrylic rather than gel polish, I need to apply a base coat for the gold leaf to adhere to it. So I'm just going to break it up first before I place it on the nails. I want to try and get it in fairly small pieces. That way it's not going to overpower the nails once I put it on. So I'm just using my CND base coat, and I'm going to cure that in my lamp for 60 seconds. So to place the gold leaf onto the nails, I'm just using my acrylic brush. I will give it a wee dip into my monomer pot just to make sure that it's nice and clean for the next time when I go to use it. I have been using this brush, I think, in my last few videos. It's a size 8, so it's smaller than what I normally would use, but it's great for doing marble in that width. But I'm so thankful that there's not as much static electricity in the air. For my regular viewers, if you can remember the last video I did, I was using the silver leaf and it was literally flying everywhere but the nails. Now that I've got all the gold leaf on, I'm going to go ahead and apply my Glitterbels No Wipe top coat. You may need to apply 2 coats of top coat if you can feel your gold foil or your gold leaf underneath. What you can do is do your first top coat. If it feels rough underneath, give it a buff over and then apply a second coat so that the nails will be nice and smooth. All that's left to do now is to add a little bit of bling, and I'm going to go ahead and let you watch this and then I'll come back just before the end. And here is the finished set, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, you could help support me by hitting that subscribe button now. And I will be back with another video, so take care. See you soon. Bye.